We're going to play as the Templars. We're going to take a look at what they do. And, well, what we probably can predict they're going to play like. They got Pilgrims, Commanderies, and Knights. So this is going to be an extremely feudal-heavy civ. It looks like they're going to play around sacred sites a lot, and that's the way that they get a lot of resources, by playing around sacred sites. You age up at the town center by establishing a commandery, kind of like AoE 3 age ups. You permanently unlock units and bonuses. You generate gold by traveling to sacred sites. You build fortresses in the Feudal Age, and they increase the range of nearby units and health of nearby stone walls. Fortresses act as landmarks but can be fully destroyed. Lumberjacks deposit wood automatically and gather faster with each age. So you don't have to have a drop-off point for lumberjacks. Siege workshops and siege engines cost less wood, and trebuchets fire an additional projectile. Really cool. Let's take a look at it. So we got Knights Templar. Again, notice the ripple flag in the background. How fucking cool is that? All right. Town center. New visual. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Let's take a look at the Dark Age first and what we can do here in the Dark Age before we really move on. So in the Dark Age, we can set a pilgrim destination. This is for our units to travel to. So we click on a sacred site, and then the pilgrims have a place to go. But you cannot activate pilgrims until Feudal Age. They spawn every 60 seconds, and they start with 1 pilgrim, and you gain 1 pilgrim for each fortress. You can have a maximum of 10 pilgrims per passage. Cool. You spawn with 6 villas and towers, walls. Let's take a look at the water units. Just take a quick peek at what they have, because House of Lancaster had Admiralty, which was pretty crazy. Let's get some movement speed here on these villas. I like the models as well. Looks pretty cool. The Templar villas, Templar dock, you get access to Crusader fleets. This is more unique. You get upgrades to hulks with flaming ballistas, which increases range by 1.5 tiles and damage by 25%. So this is to counteract the fact that you do not have any bombard units. You're stuck with the same 3 attack ships, but now you get flaming ballistas. They give you the range, they give you extra damage. You still get demolition ships, however. Isn't that a gunpowder ship? Anyways, cool stuff. Really love that. In the Dark Age, we have spears. And the spears are just standard spears, it seems like. Alright. I think we can go ahead and just age up now, but I notice now that I don't have an age up option with my Vil. So I got an age up in my TC. It costs the same amount of resources as normal, but we got 3. We got 3 options. We can go Knights Hospitalier, where we get an increase in the health of all civilian units by 30%, and increases healing from all sources by 30%. Alright. You get Hospitalier Knights. Tough infantry with good range, good damage, and it heals friendly units. It costs 110 resources. That's not a lot. That's quite cheap for a man-at-arms. You got Kingdom of France. You get Chevalier Confrère. Heavy cavalry with high damage, gains health from nearby heavy cavalry. So I know that this civ has a lot of cavalry units, and they buff each other up apparently. That's cool. Military units are produced 15% faster and cost 5% less gold. And then you got Principality of Antioch. Melee units gain 10% damage. You get sergeants, but sturdy infantry that throws axes which deal melee damage from range. I don't even know where to begin. I think what we'll do, because there are 9 options, which effectively gives us what? 27 different paths to take? Am I wrong? Or is it 18? 27 different paths? Because you got 3, then you time that with 3, so that's 9. Then you time that with another 3, so that's 9, 18, 27. Yeah. Wow. That is wild. That is truly wild. Wow. Let's start with Knight Hospitalier. So this would normally take time. You would have to wait for it to go in the villager production queue. Now we're able to do pilgrim. So let's take a look at the pilgrim mechanic first. We've already set a sacred site destination here. So now we can click Safe Passage. Will this spawn me a pilgrim instantly? No. So it takes 10 seconds. So you lose half a villager. On top of the time that it took you to age up, which I think was 1 minute, and now it's 45 seconds. The pilgrims are omega slow. But we can make our Hospitalier Knights. We protect our pilgrims. We cannot control them. They move on their own. I'm a little bit scared for pathing. They got that swagger walk. Yep. And they carry 130 gold. So they spawn every 60 seconds. That's very fast. 160 gold every 60 seconds. Once it's up and running. That's really good. That's like 4 vills. Gathering gold. You got Sanctuary. So you can guarantee Sanctuary grant pilgrimage 1 additional pilgrim. But how did I get more pilgrims? I could get a maximum of 10. That was with fortresses, right? So if I build a fortress, I get more pilgrims. So let's try building a fortress. Do I then get 2 next time? I guess I do, right? Let's take a look at the fortress while we wait. Fortress cost 300 gold and 600 stone. So it's the same resource total cost as a normal castle. You get a bunch of upgrades here. So you got Desert Citadels. Improves the Desert Outpost aura on fortress to also increase the armor of nearby units. So Desert Outpost is a passive enhancement. So nearby range units get 15% range. Or is that damage? Yeah, that's range. And then you got Desert Citadels. Improves the Desert Outpost aura on fortress to also increase the armor. So you get +1/+1. And then you get 15% range if you fight around this. Plus, it acts as a white tower with a 12 damage. Here's a pilgrim. Here's 2 pilgrims. So it does work like that. So if I keep building a lot of fortresses, I'll get a lot of pilgrims, I guess. Oh, wow. I mean, look at the aesthetic of this. That's pretty. These castles look so cool. And I like how the flags appear on the top. Wow. Really cool. All right, so archer range, stable. Fortress. Okay, let's flag is the best part, exactly. Okay, so with Knights Hospitalier, we've got access to this unit here. So this is a Hospitalier Knight. It only has 1 ranged armor, so it kind of sucks in ranged, actually. And then it has 2 melee armor. And heals. You can turn off the auto healing, which is something you might want to do, actually. And you can upgrade them to Castle. That's cheap. You got normal archers. And then you've got normal horsemen. So this is if you go the Hospitalier way, but you could also go for cavalry or you could go for sergeants. All right. That's interesting. Now we got these pilgrims coming to the sacred site. Let's take a look at what happens. Don't want this cheat to ruin it. So take a look at what happens here with the sacred site. The pilgrims meet. Okay, they disappear, grant me 130 gold. So that seems quite easy. Very simple. Let's take a look at the blacksmith. Blacksmith has no unique texts. Let's take a look at... So we got the fortress. You can upgrade it in Imperial with the trebuchet emplacement, sprinkler emplacement, boiling oil. Then you've got this castle upgrade, which is treasure towers. Increase the gold generation of monasteries, sacred sites, and pilgrims by 20% within the aura of a fortress. So what, you want to build Monastery and what more? Sacred sites. You want them close to the fortress, which makes sense because you want to defend your pilgrims. And your pilgrims themselves give 20% extra gold. Iron clamps. Reinforcing the walls reduces incoming damage from gunpowder by 20% for stone walls and fortresses. This is a very cheap Imperial upgrade, only 500 resources. Wow. This is so interesting. So many. And I can just spam these keeps as well. Like, they're not that expensive. 3 pilgrims, and, you know, two villagers gathering for 5 minutes, and I've got, you know, a keep. Like, that seems pretty damn good, if I must say so. I like that Hospitalier Knight is coming in the middle there. All right, let's take a look at the next age up option. I think we covered everything here. Yeah, that should be everything. We have 3 different types of ships here. Nothing too interesting. Yeah, everything's normal here. All right, let's go ahead and click for an age up. So we've got Angevin Empire, Republic of Genoa, and Kingdom of Castile. So Angevin Empire, fortresses and docks gain 30% health, and you get heavy spearmen. Cost 100 resources, and they're stronger when close to fortresses. They're anti-cavalry specialists, they're high armor. Let's take a look at the Angevin Empire first. So the Angevin Empire, we built the spearmen together with normal spearmen. Let's get a house. Cruelty at home. Oh my god, look at that model. Oh, that's a cool model. That's a cool model. Plus 25 versus cavalry. Plus 5 versus elephant. Wow. That is so much damage. We can also upgrade our Knights Hospitalier. And now you got that classic, you got that unique look. That very fantasy, but, you know, oh my, that's cool. Alright. What else have we got? Normal men-at-arms. But they're not looking normal. They look like Templars. Look at that. They got the Great Helm. And we've got Templar Brothers. So this is your knight unit. It has more health. It has good amount of armor. This is normal armor. 24 damage. And then you gain 2 charge damage per nearby charging heavy cavalry. That's 700 resources. That's very expensive. Man, that is special. So you kind of, if you play Angevin Empire, you get the spears. So you would do this against cavalry civs. Plus your fortresses get extremely strong. 2,500 extra HP. And then you can do this treasure tower thing where you build a monastery beside and you get an extra 20% gold from your monastery. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Wow. Is there anything else? It honestly doesn't seem that difficult to play Templars. When I'm looking at it, I'm thinking all you gotta do is always play around the sacred site mechanic. You gotta build your fortresses, and then you basically just pick, based off of what you're up against, you pick a unit, right? So if you're up against a unit where you're gonna play a lot of feudal heavy, like let's say Delhi, right? You might want to go men-at-arms. But let's say you're playing against, you know, something else, right? It could be you want the sergeants, and maybe you want, what was the last unit? The Chevalier, the special cavalry. We'll take a look at all those units afterwards, but there will be different types of situations you would use that in. So we got a lot of different matchups, and we're gonna have like 306 matchups or something. It's a lot of matchups. So let's think a little bit about it. You have 27 different age-up options, or routes, I should say. 27 different options. So there's so many different things you can do, and picking the right path is going to be impossible because, well, there's so many things you can do. I like it. All of the complexity lies in the age-up mechanic. Are you going to pick Kingdom Poland, Teutonic Order, Republic of Venice? Well, it would depend on what do you need. So, again, it's a cool civ. It's not an all-round civ. It's extremely adaptable in the sense that you always pick based off the situation you're in. And I love that. I love that choice. All cavalry gain 10% health and 50% charge damage. So if you're already playing cavalry, you might as well go Kingdom Poland. Then you got Szlachta cavalry. Expensive cavalry with high damage and ranged armor. Slows enemy attack speed when attacking. Cool. You get Teutonic Order. All gold units gain +2 melee armor. You get Teutonic Knights. So this is a 180 resource unit. Extremely powerful and expensive heavy infantry, lowers the armor of nearby enemy units. This is really good against, let's say, HRE, for example. And then you got Republic of Venice. So here you get a better water, I guess. Reduce the change in the base buy or sell price. No, you don't get a better water necessarily. You get a better market. Then you get Condottiero. Fast armored infantry that deals more and takes less damage from gunpowder units. So it's a gunpowder unit, fast unit that counters hand cannons. You got Venetian galley, large oared vessel with long-range forward-mounted trebuchet. And you got Venetian trader, which is an expensive and fast trader that generates gold by traveling between its home market and a trade post or another player's market. Greater distance between the home market and the trade destination will generate higher amounts of gold. You can only have 5 of them. Republic of Venice seems wild, man. That seems like the best one, no? I think that must be. Let's go with Republic of Venice and check out the water. So here you get a large oared vessel with a long-range forward-mounted trebuchet. This is super slow. It has a trebuchet that does 200 damage versus building, 100 versus ship. Can I shoot this boar? Yo! Look at that. It does 2 burst attacks. Oh, it's so slow. It has a 11-second attack speed. That's really slow. And then we have this upgrade here for Navy as well. So, oh, we got the new formations as well. I want to see this. So let's say I have a bunch of Springle ships. Let's see this. So a bunch of Springle ships, and I want to do a column. I'm going to be Admiral Nelson now. Look at this. That's what I'm talking about. A column of ships. That is so cool. I can do line formation. Look at that. That comes at you and you're like, oh god. So you can do like a spearhead. And get everything close by like this. And then you just have the broadsides. Or you can do staggered formation, then you get all the demos to pass through. So that's going to be a really good one instead of this clumped up thing that a lot of people do where demos can't pass because all the ships are attacking. This is actually a massive change. Looking at how the water formations are, I mean, this is going to help a lot with water micro in general, just because you can make demos pass through. Or you can do the staggered thing. Wow. That is something, I must say. Still got these pilgrims everywhere. Okay, we got no bombards, but we got trebuchets with no unique upgrades. Just normal trebuchets, okay. We got university. University has some unique upgrades, okay. You got Cranakins. Crossbows are able to load stronger bolts that have +5 range, plus half a range and 2 damage. Nice. That's really cool. That's kind of like the Delhi upgrade. You got, and I think that was called pikes or something. You've got Brigandine, which common soldiers are equipped with more resistant armor. Light cavalry gain +2 armor. Does that mean if I have a spear? Let's do a spear. Imp spear. This currently doesn't have any armor. So if I go for Brigandine, it didn't give me anything. Is it only light cavalry? It must be. Yeah, I got +2. Okay. Then you got counterweight defenses. All trebuchets weapons gain 1 additional projectiles. That must be for the Venetian galley as well. So you got 2 burst attacks here. You get counterweight trebuchets. And now it does 3 burst attacks. Okay. Really cool. So the galley also gets extra. And then you got this kind of... that was the extra bolts. Okay, cool. Can we see that when we play with crossbows? If we have an imp upgraded here and we go for this? No, there's no visual. Okay. But it's still really strong. Nice, 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 nice. It's crazy. Okay, so we took a look at Knights Hospitalier. That was really cool. We got Kingdom of France. Military units are produced 15% faster and cost less gold. So we got the Chevalier and we got Sergeants here. So let's take a look at Kingdom of France. And we get access to Chevalier Confrère, which is 14 damage. That's not nothing. You have a decent movement speed. It's like a thing between knights and horsemen. Cheaper than a regular knight. It has no bonus damage. Okay, interesting. So this is now cheaper because of the bonus and produced faster. Okay, that's cool. And we can age up again in the TC. So we picked Kingdom Angevin Empire last time. Now let's try the Genitours crossbowmen. Pilgrims generate 30% gold. Seems extremely good if you played a long feudal. Played a long feudal, you got a lot of fortresses, and you've secured your sacred sites, and you got all the pilgrim upgrades. You go for this one, and then you get access to a crossbow unit, which is good for defense, obviously. Let's check this one out. So you got normal crossbows. Oh, I love this design. Look at that design. The big shield. Oh my god. Let's go. So a new crossbow. The new crossbow has 10 more base damage. One less. Instead of heavy damage, it does +9 versus melee infantry. So this unit is bonkers. It's super expensive too. It costs, with the reduction in costs, it costs 180 resources. So it's an extremely expensive unit. A very late game unit, I would say. But it does super well versus every single unit there is. This is basically like... Shut it. This is basically like hand cannon damage. So this is like hand cannons. And it does extra damage to melee infantry. It also has a lot of HP. It's got 30 HP more and 1 ranged armor baseline. And it moves a bit slower than normal crossbows. Wow. Wild unit, wild unit. Then we got the Teutonic Order. All gold units gain 2 melee armor. That includes then the Genitours crossbowmen. Genoese. I don't know how to say that. There's a lot of new words I gotta practice here. So now we have Teutonic Knights. They cost 180 resources too. France Knights have another effect on them. Which ones? The Chevalier? Oh yeah, Knightly Brotherhood. Gain 1 max health for each nearby heavy cavalry. Which is kind of like the Templar brothers, right? The Templar brothers, you get extra damage for units charging beside them. Also, let's see these Templar brothers in Imp. Oh my god. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So now these get extra charge damage together. This one gets extra HP, so if I have like 30 of them, I get 30 extra HP. It's not too much actually, not that important. I want to take a look at the Teutonic Knight. So this is Imperial Age Man-at-Arms. 310 damage, 24 melee damage. This unit wildly strong. This unit is insane. Yo, Lash, thanks so much for the raid. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. We're looking at the new civs, and we're currently in the middle of first impressions of Templars. We did Lancaster before. 24 sword damage. It's got the same range as a normal man-at-arm. 180 resources. I mean, this unit is insane. So this get 5 health and 1 damage for each kill. It debuffs enemy units with -2 and 2 armor. Wow. This unit is crazy. That's a man-at-arm, if I've ever seen one. If anyone asked what's the best man-at-arm in the game, it's gotta be Teutonic Knights now. In a jiffy, let's take a look at the last age-up options. So Principality. Oh, the ripple effect is cool. It's only when you're hovering. Nice. I love that they did this ripple effect in general. Principality of Antioch. Melee units gain 10% damage. Now this one seems really good. You got sergeants, which have 70 food, 50 gold, cost 120, same as a... It's like Varangian guards, basically. There's a Feudal Age man-at-arm, heavy melee infantry. It does well. It can throw axes from range. It's strong versus melee units, weak versus range units. Let's take a look. All our units have now 10% damage. Got sergeants. Oh wow, they look like AoE2 sergeants actually. That's so funny. Let's see. No ranged armor. That's really, really bad. And I say it's bad because this unit here is kind of expensive. So you kind of go for this unit only if you are in a melee matchup, I guess. That's my first impression here. But I guess it only upgrade to veteran. Wow, what a weird unit. But I guess the rest of the buff, the rest of the damage bonus, the plus 10% is pretty strong nonetheless. Got +1 here on our spears. Is it also archers? No. Is it only melee units then? Got a house. Yeah, it's only melee units. Let's see this attack here. Yo, look at that. How long is that range? Okay, it's not too long. It's what? 4 tiles? Isn't that like 1 less than an archer? Yeah, it's 1 less than an archer. Okay, interesting. Let's take a look at the next age up. So we took a look at that Angevin Republic of Genoa, Kingdom of Castile. Units near sacred sites gain 20% damage and regenerate health. So you capture sacred sites in the Castile Age. You got your pilgrims, and now you got 20% damage around your... First of all, your fortresses give you +1/+1. They also give you, I think, more range on your range units. And now you've also got 20% damage around your fortress. Bruh. Kingdom of Castile. Now I got a knight unit I forgot to read. Kurultai for free? Exactly, now you got stationary Kurultais everywhere. I've got Templar brothers. Wait, what unit did I get? Do I get out of the fortress? No, where did that unit come from? Oh, here. It's the javelins. It's the javelins. Okay. These units are interesting. So for your Castile, you can go Genitar, and you get highly mobile ranged cavalry that throws javelins. Has high mobility. It's exceptional versus range units. It's high ranged armor, and it's weak versus melee. So this is like the opposite of the sergeants. It's a counter to ranged units, but sergeants are a counter to melee. So you could run sergeants and genitours together. No? I'm not sure. But these have a long range too. 6 tiles is really, really far. Let's take a look at the deer here. And they're fast too. 162. Okay. They cost 120 resources. That's the same as a javelin, no? Or javelin's 100. Yeah, wow. 5 damage. That's 15 versus an archer. And an archer has what? An archer has 70 health, and Castile has 80. So what? That's like 30, 60, 4 or 5. So you need like 6 of them to one-shot an archer. And then you just run around and you one-shot range units. This would be a really good counter to horse archers too. And Onimushas. And cannons. Tower elephants. Is siege also ranged? Classified? No, that's classified as siege. So it's not siege. Yeah, none of these are classified like that. Wow. Okay, Genitours might be the most broken unit. I think this is really, really good. Axe guys are there to provide full melee compensation with ranged DPS units. Okay. I don't know. It's not really that interesting, I guess. I think these age-up options are very, very weird. Take a look at the Imperial one we haven't looked at. We looked at Venice, Teutonic Order, and we hadn't looked at Poland yet. So Poland gives all cavalry 10% health and 50% charge damage. So cavalry is already super strong because you get all of the extra bonuses for having a lot of heavy cav together. If you have a lot of heavy cavalry together, you go for this one. This would be on more open maps. This would be on maps where you're not necessarily playing around your fortresses. It's a really good team game one. You get Slakta Cavalry. It's a 300 resource unit. Slows enemy attack speed when attacking. So when this unit is attacking, it debuffs enemy units. It has a hammer. Bludgeoning attacks. Decreases enemy attack speed by 20% on hit. That's cool. It's super, super tanky. Deals 50% more charge damage, has 10% more health. Yeah, that was the Kingdom of Poland thing. 32 base damage and 173 movement speed? Do I have horsemen? Okay, they move slightly slower. Templar brothers move... This is like faster than a knight. This is an insane raiding unit. Even though it's so expensive, you probably wouldn't raid with it. But still, what a power creep this unit is. 8 base ranged armor? I didn't even see that. Holy, let's max this out. Let's max this ranged armor out. Ranged armor. Do I have anything here? I don't think so. Yeah, I got 11. 11 ranged armor. That means a white tower does 1 damage. Think of it that way. 1 damage white tower. Oh my god, that's so stupid. Holy, oh my god. I love Templars. They are so cool. That is so cool. Wow. Let me know what you guys think. Check market and imp for Templar. Market. Lettre du Change unlocks the Pilgrim Loan abilities, which loan a large sum of food for returning gold over time. Oh. 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 Is this attack speed? Is 1.5. 77 lance damage, by the way. Which is way more than a knight. So you can loan. Can you do this in feudal? I guess these would be locked to each age. So if you have 1,000 food, you can do a pilgrim loan. Are these age locked? Provide a loan to pilgrims that will be paid at a rate of 600 gold, 300 and 900 gold. So this is really good for late game if you're playing maps without gold. No? So now I'm gaining gold, as you can see. That is an interesting mechanic. But that's a very weird mechanic. Because it's 400 resources less. But it makes sense if you're floating food. Let's say you have water or something. This makes a lot of sense to go for. You get a lot of gold this way. I was not expecting a mechanic like this. You get 3,600 gold. I'm not sure what to think. This is the most interesting part for me. These markets are so weird to balance. Like, when do you buy, when do you not buy, right? I'm not sure. It's really cool. I like it. Wow. That's a lot to take in. The unit with none of the hand cannon or the gunpowder units. It's a civ that plays around static defenses but can go really aggressive, that has a lot of super high quality units. It plays with so much adaptability. Every age is an adaptation to what the game state is like. It's an aggressive civ that plays for map control. It's a civ that in general will do extremely well in matchups where, I mean, it will do well, I think, in all matchups, because even if your opponent's booming, you just get the sacred sites for free. So they can't boom, because you get 130 gold every minute. And then you upgrade it, and then you start getting even more every minute. And then you upgrade that, and you get even more than gold. Wow. Templars. I'm not sure what to think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Sheesh.